What's up, friends? This is Manni, and the Lunar New Year celebration adds the new object 590 into World of Tanks, a Tier 9 Soviet premium medium tank that has a lot of pros, but a few really important hidden cons that I want to show you here in this short and sweet video in case you're interested. So while I opened the boxes, it took me 20 boxes to get the Gonzalo. After 70 I got the VK in case you're interested, and only 3 boxes later then I got lucky enough to already draw the object 590. Now as you can see here, this is a really fast medium tank, well, or at least on the upper spectrum in terms of speed. I do however also use a turbo. I show you the exact setup later. First, a big weakness, okay? You see aim time is a problem and the intra-clip reload of 4 seconds. Target is around the corner. That, as a clip loader, should have allowed me to place 2 shots, but it didn't, because this thing has a 4 seconds intra-clip reload, which is insane, considering that the tank itself only reloads 7.5 seconds for another shot. So whenever you feel great about firing the second shot and third shot of your clip, firing a clip loader, be sure to know that you're already 60% reloaded into the next shot anyways by the time you fire. So that is a really big con, because it is kind of similar to an IS-3 Alpha in that case, right? So firing with a reversed autoloader, that is a very big pro about this tank. It allows you to fire empty that whole clip, and at the end of that you have your maximum efficiency going forward with the reload and DPM. But when you only have 320 alpha as opposed to the IS-3's 400, almost, and of course you're running in Tier 9, right? So you encounter Tier 10 vehicles pretty much all the time. With an intra-clip of 4 seconds, that severely diminishes your potential of trading with other tanks, and trading is what clip loaders typically are supposed to do in a way, right? And that changes a little bit how you play this medium tank. If you were considering to play it like a super fast IS-3 Alpha in that case, it's not really going to work like that. You also have more accuracy, but you bloom way more open with even a bounty stabilizer that we're running right here. Again, the setup and the cruise skills and everything, you're gonna see that in a second. I like to show gameplay first. And with a lower alpha, the longer intra-clip, the trading is different, and you cannot really be as dangerous as an IS-3 Alpha coming around the corner being fully loaded. Here I made a mistake, by the way. I thought I had the third shot still loaded, but that was actually not the case. Now, if you want to see what an IS-3 Alpha can do, this is, for example, a short situation. Boom, 400 hit, and only 3 seconds later, boom, the next 400 would be ready, and shortly later, you would have done 1,200 damage, right? So that is something you will not be doing with this tank. And also the tank armor profile, you'll see that in a second when we look at the armor after this match, is not nearly as efficient, especially when it comes to the turret, like the one from the IS-3 Alpha, but still, it is really a strong tank. It is a bouncy frontal upper glacis, so you can really bounce a lot of shots with this. But be sure to know, Tier 10 guns, they will pen you pretty much anywhere. On the turret front, on the armor plate front, anywhere. Okay, so that you'll see that in a bit. Let's first turn around, take a look at the other side of the map, because that is something we have as a perk, the mobility. This is something an IS-3 Alpha would not be able to do. Just change over to the other side of the map and quickly apply your gun and your armor and so on over there. 1,800 armor points, or hit points by the way, is also a lot of health for a Tier 9 medium tank, which is actually at the highest end of the HP spectrum for a Tier 9 medium, so really good in that case. But what happens here is something you're gonna see right there very often to you also if you use this thing. You have 3 shots and only one of them actually makes it, because although it is a Russian gun and you would expect that this thing hits, it doesn't seem to do that as well as 0.32 accuracy would suggest, but maybe I forgot to say Russia as I fired. But yeah, so let's have a look at the end of this round. We're seeing a decent match done. By the way, just legit rounds. My first one here, the second soon, so I'm not showing you the best moments. This is just the experience you might also going to have if you played yourself. This is the equipment we're running: stabilizer, bounty, turbo, then bond, ventilation, and even the extra consumables for the added 10%. The field mods were also full all the way, with the ones that you can see right here. And when it comes to the pilot skills, that was my object 430U crew that I used here. I didn't have to change anything. I just hopped them in and let's go. We have a reload time of 7.5. full reload 37 seconds. Depression of gun depression is -6. You're gonna see the problem in a moment. 2.5 aiming time, 0.32 dispersion, at 60 top speed, which is really good, especially with that booster that I'm running, and 430 meter view range. Now, armor profile wise, as you can see here, the front is actually weirdly strong for its only 110 millimeters of armor pen, but you see on the side there is this little cutout from the gun turret that will make side scraping a little more difficult. The turret front against the regular normal armor is really okay. You will bounce a lot of shots from non-premium rounds at tier 9, but now we're running a tier 10 gun with 260 pen, and you see the whole tank turn screen pretty much anywhere, including the turret front that just starts only at 200, and unfortunately even the gun itself will get penned. So with only 240 penetration, that is pretty much any tier 10 vehicle in the game that will just freaking rock you out. So your armor profile is not at all going to work or be reliable for you when you're facing tier 10 vehicles, which you are going to do a lot in a tier 9 tank. However, the you saw the light just penetrated us, no problem, even though I was nicely angled. But you will be able to kill things pretty quickly. But here you see the gun depression problems. See, I'm trying my very hardest here to try and find a spot, but there is just no way where the 6 degrees of gun depression allows me to fire. I switch over to the other side, same problem. Now we're actually driving up on the left upper platform there, so to get me more levels so I can actually apply a shot, and even now still vehicle comes around and I can only aim at its turret. So the gun depression is going to be a major problem for you running this vehicle, and then again, any gold round on tier 9 will pen you pretty much anywhere. Here you see in the gun mantle in the front with heat, and then any tier 10 gun can do that even without gold. So it is a problem. That will be something you should not try to rely on this armor like you would in, for example, a T-54, right? A T-54 has a better armor profile, or many other tier 9 mediums for that matter, especially when it comes to the turret. The accuracy of the gun is pretty decent though. You'll be able to have some fun with that if you are fully aimed. It should do a decent job, but 230, what is it, 32 or 38 millimeters of pen, we've seen it before, I don't have it in my mind now, is really low for a tier 9 medium. So also here, be sure that heavy tanks will represent quite a problem for you, especially when you're trying to run this tank for credits. And a lot of people are going to do that. This is a premium tank. It is something that is often being used to farm a large amount of credits, and it can do that pretty well. When you fire regular rounds with 1,400 meters per second, the APCR is impressive when it comes to that part of the performance, but the 232, 238 millimeter pen can be a problem sometimes. But hey, this snapshot worked. Nice. So let's go forward. I've got some nice stuff to show you. A battle against the object coming in to the left. That thing is really crazy. Let's first help my friend out here though, against the Streetwagen. Track shot to the side. Always do it when you can. Of course, he's going to repair it. I just retrack him, and that means from now on, any damage he will do, I will do. I get that counted as well. However, he somehow managed to miss that shot. I don't understand how. Now, here comes a really, really weird thing. I'm auto-aiming a shot. I bounce off the side of it. Okay, so far, so good. It is a heavy tank, and you should not be auto-aiming against those. But look at that shot. You think that one pens? From this angle with the first track shot? Unfortunately, no. Sorry. This is a very weirdly shaped object 257 with this shape that goes like that and makes track shotting from the side difficult. You think that will hit? No. Nope, it will not. Even though I'm perfectly 90 degrees impact angle sideways, it will not going to pen. And so that is a pretty crazy vehicle here. I think I need to shoot it and play it myself. You think that will pen perfect 90 degrees? Nope. Nope, it will not. It's an auto ricochet, unless of course you're firing heat. That weird V-shaped, chassis. However, that was a hit. Oof. That V-shaped chassis of this 257 object is just a freaking UFO, man. It's just a freaking UFO. Seriously. But the good news is this vehicle is fast enough to get kills at the end phase of the game that you would otherwise not get in another vehicle. And that, of course, is a lot of fun to do. And even though other people strongly disapprove with it, thinking that was their kills. Yeah, it's still good to do, to farm some additional damage. View range, by the way, not very good, but it still can be made a max range spotting tank if you really put some optics in. I think overall a decent all-rounder medium tank, nothing really to stand out completely as a broken, overpowered vehicle, but that reversed autoloader is a super interesting aspect that, however, isn't really working too well on this tank due to the lower alpha and the fact that a 4-second intra clip already equals 60% reloaded anyways. That is just really far from being ideal. This tank needed a much shorter intra-clip reload to function properly. But tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen, and also, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and catch you in the next one. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.